I want you and that young man to tie that knot. I'm gonna pray for you. And I want you to hold on to God's unchanging hand, because he helped Joshua fight the battle of Jericho. Yes.
It's the old
He helped Daniel get out the lion's den. He helped Gilligan get off the island.
Let me get straight to the business. Yeah. Got them lions in the building. Yeah. Why you lying to the children? Yeah. Why you lying to the children? Yeah. RIGHTEOUS. Man, you know I've been the best. Man, they know no contest. Yahuwah, he do the best. We will not see you tomorrow. Cause you cannot go to thought. All the sons and all the daughters. Standing hard with big daughters. But my son, he made me Taurus. On that line, I'm still a Taurus. Karate kicking Chuck Norris, 4-5 on my waist. If he started, will not hesitate to get retarded. Oh lordy, he ain't got a PowerPoint, he farted. He running into the hills like a Philistine. G-Hawk hitting Hamites with the guillotine. Situation turned up with the ratchet team. JJ 7000 to the bait lead. Yeah, I know them haters gon' hate me, but he won't debate me. Pistol off safety. He respond, come wake me. If I don't get up, nigga shake me. If he don't show up, then he fake G. I touch down and make these nigga nuts hate me. Dear brother. Ballin' and crawling all the way from H-time. Let me get straight to the business. Man, them lions in the building. Why you lying to them children? Why you lying to them children? You gon' cry, you gon' get it. Me, I'm like a frog, nigga, ribbit. Of course, it's in the spirit. I just got the Porsche, she can steer it. Mito got the raw, Shaq and Willie. Lamborghini doors, you better not spill it. Mama's high, say I'm more than just a villain. Mama's cry, I'm dope and wide for her children. Suicide, immortalized as the realest, yeah. Death by cut, black suicide. Let me get straight to the business. Got them lions in the building. Why you lying to them children? Yeah. Why you lying to them children? Yeah. RIGHTEOUS. Man, you know I been there. Man, they know they no contest. Yahuwah, he do the best. Wow, what's that? Why didn't take it over? Number one debate league, you heard me? When it's up, it's stuck. Stepping on everything, nigga. Metaphorically, of course.
Yeah. All right, man. Peace and blessings. Welcome to the Lions Den. We are back. Peace and blessings. You know what I'm saying? Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Balakadah. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the Lions Den. You know. Hey, how you doing, Sister Karima? What's going on with your coin?
I'm doing good. How you doing? Hi, Sister I Am Manner. How you doing? Please like and share the video if you like it. You don't have to if you don't want to. But anyways, yeah, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hey, Jay.
All right. And I was on Saturday TV earlier today, well, about 20 minutes ago. You know, I was just sitting back trying to, you know, gather some information, see what they're talking about. And they wanted to talk about serpents and all this stuff. Talking about if you had faith, you would go out there and what they say, drink venom and drink poison, because all this old weird stuff. I'm like, I don't know, but what I really want to show them is that serpent worship is like universal, it's worldwide, and you know they try to make fun of the serpent that's in the Bible, and They don't even understand the metaphor when they say when you'll be able to tread over serpents. That means your enemies. That's all it means. Nothing too deep about that, bro. You can look that up for yourself. I'm not understanding why y'all making this so hard. In Luke 10:19, Christ said he has given us power, or rather authority. That's the Greek word for power, to tread on serpents and scorpions. What's so hard about that? Treading on serpents and scorpions means trampling or crushing them under your feet. It's a figurative expression or absolute authority to crush the opponent. It's not rocket science. Well, something that is your audience, man. They don't want to learn. They don't. They just there just to be ignorant as fuck, bro. But it's okay. If that's you want to entertain that, that's you. But some of the stuff is just common sense, man. That's what that means. Treading on a serpent, crushing your enemies. What's so hard about that? But yeah, I wanted to, I was trying to get into, kind of get into a little bit about snake worship, and they need to know that, and y'all talking about, well, why ain't y'all doing this and why ain't y'all doing that? So y'all want us to give up our Bible and deal with African spirituality. So now I got to show you the serpent worship of Africa and some of the things they do. Because this was y'all want us to drop our stuff. Why ain't y'all doing this stuff? Then Reggie, you want to sit up there and complain about the Bible 24/7, and then you want to represent Kemet, but then when it's time for us to hit you in the face with some of the stuff they do, now you ain't Kemet. So what do you suggest? Then the niggas, they say, oh, we should just drop everything and just do science, y'all. Come on, man. Y'all starting to sound like a broken record. All right, let me share my screen, Sister Karima. Let's get to the interjection first of what happened over there. Then that way we can kind of get into it. Hold up. Let me see. Hold up. All right. Let's see. Everybody hit that like, share, and subscribe. I can't be on here too long, but we can get it in for about an hour and a half. Krim, can you see the screen? Hello? Can you see the screen? Hello? Krim, are you there? Right. He will pay all them little sound effects and shit, man. Grow the fuck up, bro. That's what I said, man.
Yeah, I'm here.
I need to share my screen. Okay. Yeah, he playing all them sound effects. They don't want to learn, bro. And then the article I had, now I can't even find it. It was powerful too. Man, I gotta go with something else. Let's see. Let me just, before I play the video, just let me give you a little information on this real quick. We're going to get to the information first before we even got to watch some buffoonery. All right. Snake worship. All right. Snake worship is a devotion to serpent deities. The tradition is present in several ancient cultures, particularly in the region, in the religion and mythology, where snakes have been the holders of knowledge, strength, and renewal. In the Near East and ancient Mesopotamia, and the Semites believed that snakes were immortal because they could infinitely shed their skin and appear forever youthful, appearing to be in a fresh guise every time. The Samaritans worshipped a serpent god named Ingazida. Before the arrival of the Israelites, snake cults were well established in Canaan and in the Bronze Age. For archaeologists have uncovered serpent cult objects in Bronze Age strata in several pre-Israelite cities in Canaan. 2 in Megiddo, 1 in Gezer, 1 in the sanctuarium of the area of the H Temple of Hazar, and 2 in Shechem. In the surrounding region, serpent cult objects, figures, Figured in other cultures, a late Bronze Age Hittite shrine in northern Syria contains a bronze statue of a god holding a serpent in one hand and a staff in another. In the 6th century Babylon, a pair of bronze serpents flanked each other of the four doorways of the temple of Esagila. And Esagila was a temple dedicated to Marduk, the protector god of the Babylonians. At the Babylonians' New Year festival, the priest was to commission from the woodworker, a metalworker, and a goldsmith 2 images, one of which shall hold in his left hand a snake, a cedar, raising his right hand to the god Nabu. The god Nabu is an ancient Mesopotamian patron god of literacy, the rational art, scribes, and wisdom. At the Tel Tep Gara, at least 17 early Bronze Age Assyrian bronze serpents was recovered. Now, Assyria was a major ancient Mesopotamian civilization which existed as a city-state from the 21st century BC to the 14th century BC. United Arab immigrants and how they deal with snakes. Significant finds of poetry, bronzeware, and even gold depiction of snakes have been made throughout the United Arab immigrants. The Bronze Age and Iron Age metallurgical center of Sarak el Hadid has yet yielded probably the richest trove of such objects. Although finds have been made bearing snake symbols in the Bronze Age sites of Rumula, Betina, and Massif, the most of the depiction of snakes are similar with a consistent dotted decoration applied to them. Although the widespread depiction of snakes in sites across the United Arab immigrants is thought by archaeologists to have a religious purpose, this remains conjecture. All right, then you got Judaism. In the biblical books of Kings, the Neheshtan is the name given to a bronze image of a serpent on a pole. The image is described in the book of Numbers, where Yah instructed Moses to erect it so that the Israelites who saw it will be cured and healed. The brazen serpent in the biblical book of Kings, Neheshtan, is the name given to the bronze image of serpent on the pole. Same one. The staff of Moses, all is the same. The staff of Moses, also known as the staff of God, is a staff mentioned in the Bible and Quran as a walking stick used by Moses. According to the book of Exodus, the staff was used to produce water from a rock, was transformed into a snake, and other things. Gnostics, originated in the late 1st century CE, is a non-rabbinical Jewish and early Christian sect. In the formation of Christianity, various sectarians groups labeled Gnostics by their opponents emphasize spiritual knowledge, gnosis, of a divine spark within over faith in the teachings of the tradition of the various communities of Christians. Gnostics present a distinction between the highest unknowable God and the Demiurge, and that is a Platonic, Nephogrian, Middle Platonic, and Neopolitic schools of philosophy. The Demiurge is an artisan-like figure responsible for fashioning and maintaining the physical universe. This is what the Gnostics believed to the creator of the material universe was. The Gnostics considered the most essential part of the process of salvation to be this personal knowledge, in contrast to faith as an outlook of their worldview, along with faith and the ecclesiastical authority. And I'm going to read one story. That's by Part 5, the Shangping of the Christian Theology, Monotheism, and Creation, and Mitchell, Garb, Margaret M. Young, Francis. The Cambridge History of Christianity, Volume 1, Origins of Constantine. It's along page 434 through 451. Now, in Gnosticism, the biblical serpent in the Garden of Eden was praised and thanked for bringing knowledge to Adam and Eve, and therefore freeing them from the malevolent demiurge control. That's what like Nepal teach. She said that the serpent was the bringer of knowledge to Adam and Eve. See, so she's teaching a Gnostic point of view. The Gnostic Christian doctrine rely on a dualistic cosmology that implies the eternal conflict between good and evil, and the conception of the serpent as the liberating savior and bestower of knowledge to humankind, opposed to the demiurge or creator God. See, is identified with the Hebrew God of the Old Testament. That's Yahweh. The ancient was an ancient Levidian deity worshipped first in Edom and later in wider Canaan as the national god of the ancient Israelites and Judites. The origins of the worship reach at least to the early Iron Age. Gnostic Christians considered the Hebrew God of the Old Testament as evil, a false God, and the creator of a material universe, and the unknown God. The monad in Gnosticism is an adaptation of the concepts of monad in Greek philosophy to Christian Gnostic belief systems. The Father of Jesus Christ, the creator of the spiritual world, as a true good God. In the Acrontic, what is the Acrontic? The Acrontic were the Gnostic set that existed in Palestine in the 4th century CE. And another set was the Scythians, who were the main currents of Gnosticism in the 2nd, 3rd century BC. Excuse me, CE. And the Ophite. The Ophites were a Christian Gnostic sect depicted by Hippocrates of Rome, 170 to 235, in the lost work of Syntagma. All right. Okay, let's see. Also, the systems of Yaldabaoth. Yaldabaoth, also known as Jaldabaoth or Laldabaoth, is a malevolent god and creator of the material world in various Gnostic sects and movements, sometimes represented as a thermomorphic lion-headed serpent. He is identified as a demiurge and false god who keeps souls trapped. But they also got next to Yaldabaoth, Yahweh is regarded as a malevolent demiurge and false god of the Old Testament who generated the material universe. This is what the Gnostics teach, and keeps the souls trapped in a physical body, imprisoned in the world full of pain and suffering that he created. However, not all Gnostic movements regarding the creator of the material universe as inherently evil or malevolent. For instance, Valentinians believe that the demiurge is merely an ignorant and incompetent creator trying to fashion the world as good as he can, but lacking to the proper power to maintain goodness. They were regarded as heretics by the proto-Orthodox early Christian fathers. Now let's go to Africa. Africa, you got Don Gibi. In Africa, one center of serpent worship was the king of Dahomey in present-day Benin. But the cult of this python seems to have been of exotic origin, introduced 1725 from the king of Wayuda around the time of the conquest of Dahomey. The kingdom of Wayuda as was also known and spelled in old literature as Huda, Wuda, Ijuda, Uda. Hold up. Judah. See, they want to take this away, but this and Judah was a kingdom of the coast of West Africa and what is now Benin. They don't want y'all to know that part though. Around the time of the conquest of Dahomey. This was a cult of the serpent deity called Dangieblo or Dangbi, who was the beneficiary god of wisdom and bliss, associated with the trees in the ocean. In Wayuda, the chief center there is a serpent temple, tenemented by some 50 snakes. Some 50 snakes live in this temple. A killing A killing of a python, even by accident, was punishable by death. But by the 19th century, that was replaced with a fine. Now, Don Giba had numerous wives who, until 1857, took part in a public procession from which the profane crowd was excluded, and those who peaked were punishable by death. A python who carried around the town in a hammock, perhaps as a ceremony for the explosions of evil. So this python had how many wives? Had a lot. How about the rainbow snake? The rainbow snake, who is called Ado Huido, a sort of cosmic serpent who could cause earthquakes and floods and even control the motions of the heavenly bodies. You can find that in Rainbow Snakes, Dictionary of the Nature Myths, Legends in the Earth and Sea and Sky, Oxford University Press. The rainbow god of the Ashanti was also conceived to have the form of a snake. His messenger was said to be a small variety of a bull, but only certain individuals, not the whole species, were sacred. In West African mythology, in general, Aida Weba is believed to hold up the sky. You can find that in The Complete Idiot's Guide of Voodoo. And also Myths and Legends explained by Dorleen Kinsley. African diasporic religion. Belief has spread to the New World.
We got somebody on the panel.
Okay, let me finish this. This goes right here. The belief, and then because okay, go ahead. Who is? I can't see, Kareem. Okay. Go ahead, brother. Speak, brother and sister. I can't see who he is. Go ahead.
Oh, it's Lance, bro. What's good?
How you doing, brother Lance?
Nothing,
All
man.
right.
I just seen that you had this is something I was studying not too long ago when you got like the Dagambi.
Dagambi, that's how you pronounce it. Okay, good.
You know that's associated with the tribe of Dan. And you know, Dan is also associated in many of his clans with the snake.
Yeah. I see that a couple of these is kind of relating Israelites. It talked about Israelites and their serpent. I mean, this was a natural, a worldwide thing. Serpents is in people's cultures.
So that the tribe of Dan became many nations. He was the one that was the seafarer, and he went and started many nations, according to what I read. You know.
Yeah.
But I just thought that was just a coincidence. You know what I'm saying? That I was just studying this, and you kind of hit on it. But that's what's up. Go ahead, bro.
All right. Well, I'm glad I can help you out a little bit. You know, I hope you can bring something to the table and help me as well. All right. Okay. Now, where was we at? The rainbow snake. I think we read that, didn't we? Okay, here we go. Now, the African diasporic religion, the belief. Okay, so y'all want us to drop our Bible. So I guess we're going to be doing this. The belief has spread to the New World in Haitian voodoo. This is what they're promoting, everybody. It's an African diasporic religion that developed in Haiti, but it's still a religion. Rob Bourne and Sarnetta and Jabari and Unk and Reggie. You know, it's developed in Haiti between 16th and 19th century. It arose through a process of synchronism between several traditional religions of West, Central, and Roman Catholicism. You see? Let's see. The creator is Io Dambula. Among other variations, is one of the most important of all Io spirits in the Haitian voodoo and other African diasporics. So they believe in spirits, Reggie. What do you just said? We just want you just drop everything and deal with science. We are spiritual people, bro. I don't know where y'all getting this mess from, man. Y'all got to stop. The cooning got to stop, man. You know, if you're an Israelite, if you ain't an Israelite and you still African, you dealing with spirituality. That's in our blood. That's in our culture. We just don't separate the creator. We don't do that. That's some old mess y'all been learning in 1859 from Charles Lemaitre and George goddamn, what's his name? Charles Darwin, all these guys, man. Scientific racism is what they have taught y'all. That's it. Stop promoting scientific racism. When you promote Charles Darwin and the taxonomy of species and we grade apes, all that is scientific racism. That was all built around scientific racism so they could try to prove that they were a greater species or humans than blacks or minorities or you know what they call the pygmy people? They gave them a real derogatory name, just pygmy right there. That's derogatory. All right? So let's keep it moving, man, because I can't be up too late. All right. Examples in art. Eva Mirowitz wrote in the earthenware pot that was stored at the Museum of Archimoto College in present-day Ghana. The base of the neck of this pot is surrounded by a rainbow snake. The legend of the creature explains that the rainbow snake only emerged from its home when it was thirsty. Keeping a tail on the ground, the snake would raise his head to the sky looking for the rain god. As it drank great quantities of water, the snake would spill some which would fall to the earth as rain. You can find that in this said Merriwitz, 1940, page 48. There are 4 other snakes on the sides of the pot. Dangbi, the living giving snake, Li for protection, Liwu, Liwui, which was associated with Wu, god of the sea, and Fa, messenger of the gods. The first 3 snakes of Dangibi, how you pronounce that family? Dangibi, Li, Louis were all worship in Wahuda. Go ahead, family. How you pronounce that word again?
I mean, I'm reading it just like you, but it just sounds like Dangibi.
Dangibi, okay. I like the way you said that. Dangibi, there you go. All right, that sounds like more like it, I guess. Okay, Dahomey where the serpent cult originated. This is where it originated. Dahomey, he said probably some goddamn tribe of damn wicked ass. You know, for the Dahomeans, the spirit of the serpent was one to be feared, as he was unforgiving. They believed that the serpent spirit could manifest itself in any long-winding object, such as plant roots and animal nerves. They also believed it could manifest itself as an umbilical cord, making it a symbol of fertility and life. Amawata is a water spirit or class of spirits associated with the fertility of healing, usually depicted as a woman holding a large snake or with the lower body of a serpent or fish. She is worshipped in West, Central, and Southern Africa and the Africa Diaspora. Now, y'all always talk about the Bible and put it down. We ain't seeing y'all do none of this. Nothing. Your religion over there is just complaining and tearing down people who have their faith in the Bible, who take the principles and live their life by that Bible. Why y'all mad? Focus on, if y'all don't want us to do this, do that, then y'all get to teaching this stuff. Y'all always talking about this black African power. And this is the, we for Africa, but y'all don't never see y'all teaching none of this.
Why? Ain't now nigga walking around with a serpent.
Them niggas scared of serpents. Now, ancient Egypt worshipped snakes, especially the cobra. Why ain't you niggas got no goddamn cobras? The cobra, you fake Kemet. The cobra was not only associated with the sun, god Ra, but also many other deities such as Wajet, I can't pronounce that one. Renunet was a goddess of nourishment and harvest. Look, then they got walking snakes, y'all. Look at this. Nehebeka. Nehebeka is a primordial snake god in ancient Egypt mythology. Like Black Jesus, remember he said the snake used to walk? Well, here it is on their walls. You see? Although originally considered as an evil spirit, he later functions as a funerary god associated with the afterlife as one of the 42 assessors of Ma'at. So they didn't turn the evil god to now he helping out with y'all with Ma'at. You see? How about this one? Meretseger is a Theban cobra goddess in ancient Egypt religion, in charge of guarding and protecting the vassal Theban necropolis on the west banks of the Nile in front of Thebes, and especially heavily guarded Valley of the Kings. Her cult was typical of the New Kingdom. They had all kind of cults. This is what these guys are. These Kemetic guys are nothing but cults, running around with ponytails and, big ass unk necklaces and all that, man, hanging from your wrist. This is a cult. They try to focus all the attention on the Israelites, but you niggas is cults. You say it in your own verbiage. Now, serpents could also be evil and harmful, such as in the case of Apep. Apep was also was an ancient Egyptian deity who embodied chaos and was thus the opponent of light, or in Ma'at. He appears in the art of the giant serpent. Apep was first mentioned in the 8th dynasty, and he was honored by the names of the 14th. Now, see, now look, now he was honored. Now, why they honor him in the 14th dynasty? These people confused. Why is he being honored? Look, and he was honored in the names of the 14th. Maybe I don't know how they honored him though, so we have to look that up. Maybe they just talking about his ass. Hell. All right, now they got charms against snakes, were inscribed or chanted, sometimes even to protect the dead. Now, how in the hell do you protect the dead? Can somebody get on here that's saying they Kemetic? Chris Harris, your little lying ass, get your dumb ass up here and explain this. Reggie, explain this. How do you protect the dead? They are known charms against snakes that invoke the snake deity Nehebka. Wajet was a Patrian goddess in Upper Egypt and was represented as a cobra with a spread hood, or a cobra-headed woman. She later became one of the protected emblems on the pharaoh's crown once Upper and Lower Egypt was unified. She was said to spit fire at the pharaoh's enemies and the enemies of Ra, sometimes referred to as one of the eyes of Ra. She was also associated with the lioness goddess, Sekhmet, who also bore that role. See it? Social and family affiliation. In many parts of Africa, the serpent is looked upon as an incarnation of deceased relatives. Among the Amanzulu people is a Nguni ethnic group native in southern Africa. The Zulu people are the largest ethnic group and nation in South Africa, and estimated like 10 to 12 million living in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. All right, as among the Bastilio are a highland ethnic group of Madagascar, the third largest in terms of population. They chose their name meaning the many invincible ones, and after the failed invasion of King Ramithio of the Mende Kingdom in the early 19th century. Okay, certain species are associated with the abode of certain classes. The Masi, on the other hand, regard each species as the habitat of the particular family of the tribe. In America, we can go to all these other cultures, like the Americas, indigenous people of America, such as the Hopi, gave reverence to the rattlesnake as grandfather and king of snakes, who was able to give their fair winds or cause tempests. Among the Hopi Arizona, snake handling figures largely in a dance to celebrate the union of snake youth, a sky spirit, and a snake girl in the underworld spirit. The rattlesnake was worshipped in the Natchez Temple of the Sun. How about Mesoamerica? The Maya deity Cuculcan and the Aztec Quetzalcoatl, both meaning feathered serpent, figured prominently in their respective cultural organ. Kukulkan, I can't see that one. Kwaku in Quechua of Maya is associated with the vision serpent. The vision serpent, an important creature in pre-Columbian Maya mythology, along with the term itself, is now slowly becoming outdated. Iconography of Maya art is a visual arts of the Mayan civilization in eastern and southern and eastern Mesopotamian culture, made it up in the great number of small kingdoms in present-day Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, and Honduras. Kukulkan was an official state deity of Itza and northern Yucatan. The worship of Quetzalcoatl dates back to as early as the 1st century BC in Tecacan, an ancient Mesopotamian city in South Valley of Mexico. In the Proto-Classic period, AD 900 and 1519, the cult was centered in Cholula. Quetzalcoatl was associated with the wind, the dawn, the planet Venus as the morning star, and was a tutelary patron of arts, craft, merchants, and the priesthood. You can find that in Michael Smith's book, The Aztecs, published by Blackwell Publishing 2003. South American serpents figured prominently in the art of the pre-Incan Chavian culture and can be seen as a type of Chavian de Juntor in Peru, and in Chile, the Mapuche mythology featured a serpent figure in stories about the deluge. About in Asia, Cambodia, serpents of Nagas play a particularly important role in Cambodian mythology. A well-known story explains the emergence of the Khmer people from the union of Indian and indigenous elements, the latter being represented as Nagas. Nagas are a divine or semi-divine race of half-human, half-serpent beings that reside in the netherworld, Patala, and can occasionally take human or part human form, or are so depicted in the art. A female Naga is called a Nagi. Damn, Nagi. Hey, Nagi, you better change your name. Or a Nagini, according to the legend. Now, according to the story of Indian Brahma named Kandinya, came to Cambodia, which in the time was under the dominion of Naga king. The Naga princess Somo sailed forth to fight against the invader, but was defeated. Presented with the option of marrying the victorious Kandinya, Soma readily agreed to do so, and together they ruled the land, the Khmer people and their descendants. India. Snakes, Nagas, have high status in Hindu mythology. Naga, Sanskrit, is a Sanskrit pi word for a deity or class of entity or being, taking the form of a very large snake found in Hinduism and Buddhism. The use of the term Naga is often ambiguous, as the word may also refer to a singular context to one of several human tribes known or nicknamed Nagas to elephants and to ordinary snakes, particularly the Orphingius hana, the king cobra, the Pytha mucusa, commonly known as the Oriental rattlesnake, and the Naga Nagi, as the Indian cobra, also known commonly as the speckled cobra, the Asian cobra, or the Bincelet cobra, is a species of cobra venomous snake. The latter of which is still called Nag in Hindu and other languages in India. A female Naga is a Nagin. The snake primarily represents rebirth, death, and mortality due to the due to its castings of the skin and being symbolically reborn. Over a large part of India, there are carved representations of cobras or nagas or stones as substitutes. To these, human food and flowers are offered and lights are burned before the shrines. Among some Indians, a cobra which is accidentally killed is burnt like a human being. No one can kill one intentionally. The serpent god's image is carried in an annual procession by a celibate priestess. At one time, there were many prevalent different renditions of the serpent cult located in India, in northern India, and masculine version of the serpent named Rivian, also known as the king of the serpent, was worshipped instead of the king of the serpents. Actually, live snakes were worshipped in southern India. The Mansu cult of Bengal, India, however, was dedicated to the anthropomorphic serpent goddess Manasa. See, it's a Hindu goddess of snakes. She is worshipped mainly in Bihar, Bengal, Harkahan, Lower Assam, and other parts of northeastern India, and in Uttarakhand, chiefly for the prevention and cure of snake bite and also fertility and prosperity. Nagas form an important part of Hindu mythology. They play prominent roles in various legends. Shisha, and of whom Vishya does yoga. Vasuki, king of the Nagas. Kalia, poisoned, and Yamu River, where she lived. Kinsha subdued Kili and compelled him to leave the river. Manusa, the queen of the snakes. Asika, a half Brahmin and half Naga. And we can go through all these other ones, but you get the picture because this is a lot. How about in China? 8 dragon kings who assembled at the gathering were Shakyamuni, Siddhartha Gautama, most commonly referred to as the Buddha, was a wandering Asiatic and religious teacher who lived in the South Asia during 6th and 5th century BCE and founded Buddhism. He preached the Lotus Sutra, which is one of the most influential and venerated Buddhist Mahayana Sutras. It is the main scripture in which the Tanita, Tendiya, and Nichiren schools of Buddhism were established. As described in the Sutra translation of the Lotus Sutra, refers to them by the Sanskrit names Nanda, Apanda, Sagara, Vasuki, oh man. Somebody help me with that. Tashaka and all these other ones, man. How about in Korea? The Koreans, the wealth goddess appears to be an eared black snake and had 7 daughters, and all were snakes. These goddesses and deities of orchards, courts, and protect the home according to the Jeju Pangtokok. The people fear snakes. They worship it as a god. When they see a snake, they call it the great god and do not kill it or chase it away. The reason for snakes symbolizing worth was because they ate rats and other pests. How about in Japan? Miwa deity, a major serpent deity of Japan's mythology, is a god of Mount Mudawa, that's almost like Midwa, of Omanuskia, Omanuski, in a shrine dedicated to Omaji, god dang it, ninja, is active and venerated to present day. According to the mythology, the serpent deity assumes human form and visits women, begetting offspring. The snake is getting the women pregnant over there in Japan. According to the mythology, one of the targets of his passions, the lady Ekotomayu, sought to discover his identity by attaching a yarn to the hem of his clothing. Another wife, Lady Yamato Komatsu, committed suicide with chopsticks and learning her husband was a serpent form. After learning that her husband was a serpent form, then she didn't kill herself, y'all. You see that? How about in Orochi? The term Orochi means literally giant snake. You know, even in Europe, old Prussia, a snake was kept and fed with milk during rites dedicated to Pamptrimpus, was a god of the seas, earth, grain, and crops, a pagan Baltic Perusian mythology. You see? In ancient Rome, in Italy, Marsudian goddess Angita, whose name derives from the word for serpent, was associated with witches, snakes, and snake charmers. Angita is believed to have been the goddess of healing. Her worship was centered in Central and Pine region, somewhere in Greece. Some goddamn word. Where is this at? Somewhere a mountain range crossing the parallel smaller chains along the peninsula of Italy. Okay, there you go. Central Epine, somewhere in Italy, ladies and gentlemen. On the Iberian Peninsula, there is evidence that before the introduction of Christianity, and perhaps more strongly before a Roman invasion, serpent worship was a standout feature of local religions. To this day, there is a numerous trace of European popular belief, especially in Germany, of respect for the snake, possibly a survival of ancestor worship. The house snake cares for the cows and the children, and its appearance is an omen of death. And the lives of a pair of house snakes are often held to be bound with that of a master of the mistress. Tradition states that one of the Gnostic sects, known as Ophites, caused a tame serpent to coil around sacramental bread and worship in its representation of the Savior. In Landvium, a big snake was venerated as a god, and they offered human sacrifices to it. In Rome, look at that. Ancient Greek serpents figure prominently in archaic Greek myths. According to the sources, Ophion, aka Ophinus, ruled the world with Urnome before the two of them were cast down by Cronus and Rhea, the oracles of the ancient Greeks, who were said to have been the continuation of the tradition, began with the worship of the Egyptian cobra goddess Wajet. So you commanders, y'all just worship all these cobras and snakes and all that, but y'all laughing. The Minoan snake goddess brandished a serpent in either hand, perhaps invoking her role as a source of wisdom rather than her role as a mistress of animals. All right. That's a lot more to read. Celtics, I mean, everybody doing it, man. And here go the explanationary notes, the references. You see? The whole list of them. You can go look it up for yourself. I can take you to the water, but I can't make you drink. You see? But all right, so let's go ahead and get into this little video, man. I just wanted to get y'all. That was one of the topics. Another one was this, real quick, before we get into the video. Hold up. I want to get the important stuff out of the way before y'all hear all this gish gallop and nonsense. All right, hold up. Let's see, I still got it up here. Yeah, okay. All right, let me share one more, and then we're gonna get to the video. But I want to get the information. Hold up, Kareem. Present, share screen. Okay. Let's go. All right. Where was it at? What was this? Is this the one? Yeah, let me show you. See, this is what's going on over there. Kareem, you see my screen?
Yep, I can see it.
And this is what Sarnetta and the rest of these guys, the House of Continents, want us to do. Drop our Bible and get back to this. These niggas would be scared to hang out with these people. They would be spooked. They know goddamn well they would. You niggas talking about y'all part of Africa and Africa want to connect with your roots, but then when it come down to this, ain't none of y'all doing it. None of y'all. Look, Uncle Wes, how come you ain't dressed up like this? Sarnetta. So now I want you to come on tomorrow and put on one of these rainbow outfits. How about that? Jabbar, I want you to come on here with your snake with a mask like this. See, these dudes just talking, man. Look at this. All right. Kramer, can you see my screen still? What is on? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I can see it.
All right. Let me just tramp. Okay, I went over this. What it mean to tread on serpents. Okay, I told you what it mean, right? We know what it means. It means conquering over your enemies, give you the power to tread over your enemies. You know. But I'll read you a little bit about this and then because this is real short, and then we can get to the video. As behold, I give you the power to tread on serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy. See, the serpent is symbolic in many different aspects. Wisdom, knowledge also can be an enemy. It can mean rebirth, rejuvenation, new life, but it also can mean, it can represent evil, like the Egyptians every night when Ra would have to fight Apep, the snake. You see? So one of the well-known accomplishments of the resurrection is the power and authority granted to the believers. See, in Ephesians 1:15 and 19. Wherefore I also, after I heard, wait, I'm messing up. That's me. I mean, do that. Okay. All right. Can you see me, Kareem? Okay. All right, my fault, y'all. You know, it's getting late. Let me just go and get to this video. What's going on? That's hold up, y'all. I'm gonna have some technical problems here. Hold up. Okay, share screen. Audio. Let's just get to this. Let's get to this.
Like, this is not even making sense.
Hold up. Damn, man. I'll show you something else after this, but go. Let me stop sharing my screen. Tripping. Man. I'm messing up, Kareem. Hold up. Sorry about that, y'all. Hold up. Let me get back to it. All right. Sign of the TV. I didn't erase it. All right. Okay, YouTube. We're just going to go back to this little conversation I had over here for a minute. All right, hold up. Let's see. Sign, there, TV. Oh, here it is right here. Karima, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Is my screen showing?
Nope.
Man. All right, y'all just bear with me for a second. All right, there it is. What-
the process.
Can you hear it now?
You got it on pause, but I did hear it.
Okay, cool. All right, let's go.
Points
Start right
that
there.
I brought up about ancient Egypt being very protective of usurp.
Ah, man, boy, I'm having it rough. What the hell's going on? All right, there you go.
Okay.
I'm getting ready to go to Israel.
He's checking.
Heal. What is
all right here?
Life to protect the
You hear that?
the lineage of the new king coming in is that because Neferu was
Okay, there we go.
faces on her temples were erased. And when that happens, they're basically the priest or the scribes or under the priest. What they're doing is they're erasing your image because you're not in favor. So to prove that, I will just give you some sources, which I had put in the screen, but I will give you some sources to that. You should read this article right here to see if it comes in. I'm gonna bring it in. Great. Okay, so let's just bring it in for you. There we go. Okay, so this article here, you should read. Princess Neferu in the temple of Queen Hatshepsut Della failed Heres to the pharaoh's throne. And the pharaoh at that time was her mother, and you could see that her image was removed and replaced. Trips in these events on YouTube, and sometimes on this platform, they come on like the Happy came on with Asar and Jabari to talk about their trip, right? These trips come on every chance they get to talk about bringing people to Egypt. How come Sada doesn't have all these pictures? We need this for our platform.
I mean, I would like to see more of Jabari students.
Jabari not the problem. Jabari supports the platform. We're talking about other people that's supposed to be the experts under him, the initiates. Where's my shirt? The initiates, right? Where are they? Where's their scholarship? So what I'm arguing with people is this real or is this a goddamn hobby?
Come on, Reggie.
Well, it goes to you Hebrews too.
See. Hey, go ahead. Get us two, man. I ain't mad.
See, one thing I should respect about JJ. JJ he is a
right.
sport hat, white t-shirt, right? He don't be putting on no costume. But these
hell no.
Is this a day for costumes? Like why are not people any better, Sarnetta? For the years that you've been on pushing Kimmy.
Why ain't these costumes helping us out, Reggie?
I said what?
I said, why ain't these costumes making us better?
Because the divine. See, I gotta stop with that divine. Could you put a Captain Courage shirt or a Superman t-shirt? You think you're Superman? Like, listen, Sarnetta used to be suited and booted, right? I mean, Black Panther down, right? Yep. But the thing about it, but look at his work. Look at his work. So he doesn't have to wear the uniform no more. He is the uniform. He's the last man standing, right? He's He the last man standing. We got to go to a debate. Sarnetta got to do a whole debate with the captain, Malik Shabazz. And Malik Shabazz started out okay. He started great, no problem. But then he gave to them. Hey. His face, you know.
He made the Panthers look bad, didn't he, sir?
Hey, hold on. Hey, turn on your camera, bro.
Okay.
Turn your camera.
Yeah.
All right. Be yourself, JJ.
Wait,
Don't compare.
what am I doing?
Let me finish, brother. Shout out to Lorraine. Shout out to Lillian Lorraine. Shout out to Black Jesus Minister pupils. Shout out to the sister. You already know. Why you not? First of all, JJ, you should have stayed over there on Black Jesus Minister. I had fun over there beating up.
I had to finish work, bro. Yeah, well,
man. But what I want to say to you, JJ, is be who you are, man. Tear a hole in Kemet. Go bang on Kemet. Do like you do. Do like the Egyptian Book of the Dead. I want to see how much you know and how much don't know. You got a scholar here now. You can question Reggie. You can ask him what you want to ask him on Kemet, and you running from it. You act like you got no problem with it. People gonna look.
You know, Ray,
man.
Hey, look. You know, Ray already sat on my Kemetic hot seat. You know,
man. Right now, brother. Right now. Let's deal.
Was shocked if this Jabari energy would be different, man. You know, I'm here for peace today, bro.
Okay,
you know, you don't like when I turn up, man. You know, you must want to kick me out. I'm too, you know, I don't know what's going on, man.
No, he's just wondering why you normally, JJ, you are very, very aggressive.
Well, let me say this,
right.
Reggie, let me say this to you. I'm getting ready to go to Israel. And it's a shame.
Yeah.
It's a shame that I'm going to Israel before Kemet. Why am I going to Israel? I'm going with Prince Asiel's son. They called me the other day, putting the group together. I'll be going with them. They are getting my ticket. They are buying my ticket and everything. Some of the members of the Islam is also going. And so I will be in that group. And what I'm saying is, I should have been in Kemet. Why should I have to pay if I'm over there to document? I'm documenting every step that Jabari do. So you should feel responsible for getting me a damn ticket. Because if you do
damn, Jabari didn't get you no ticket? What the hell's going on?
Listen, Jay, just listen for a minute.
1 second. I'm gonna listen. I just gotta do something.
Yes. I should not have to pay for it because I'm going to do the work to bring back for the, and I'm gonna be down in every footsteps. So if I'm sending you hundreds of people and they're paying this money to go, then brother, you got to get me a ticket, man. Make that shit happen. Make it happen. Don't ask me, brother Jabari. I love you, brother. You know I love you. Don't ask me to ask the people, yo, Sergeant, ask them. No, brother. No, it don't work like that. You got to get that ticket for me, man. You got to get the ticket for me. And if I go to Israel, before I go to Kemet, Jabari, I'm telling you, people gonna be like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with Saw? How does hell Saw go to Kemet? I mean, to Israel. And, I'm telling you, Jabari, make it happen, bro. I'm getting ready to go to Israel. Y'all want me to call Prince? I'll call him. And you see that this shit is real. So, Jabari, step your game up, brother. I'm gonna go to Israel. I'm gonna document whatever I could document, but I would love to go to Kemet. I would love to go to Kemet.
Well, you're in for a treat. Well, let me just say one thing, Sarnetta. And Sarnetta, you have to understand that with Sarnetta knows that I can push the button. You know what that button is? The button is that I could reveal to you all what the true price of going to Kemet for 5 to 7 days is.
Yeah, but we don't need to do that. We don't need to do that.
That's why Sarnetta does not let me press the button. But these people who do advertise on Sarnetta's channel, and I'm not saying about my brother Jabari. I'm not saying anything about Jabari. I think Jabari.
Hold on. BWG. I am not in my feelings, brother. I'm simply trying to tell my brother want me to go to Kemet first, brother. I am not in my feelings at all. You're in your feelings.
Come on.
I am not in my feelings. Either way, it's a trip.
Right.
I could be in Kemet before Israel. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm pressure on Jabari. This coming Tuesday, y'all, we got Neftali, the FOPE champion, will be in the building with the HOK champion, the Floyd Mayweather of business. They will be dealing with Hathor being a Canaanite god. Let me ask you, brother JJ, is Neftali making a serious mistake, or do you agree with Neftali as far as Hathor being a Canaanite god?
You know what? I tried to look into that yesterday. 2 days ago, I had about information. I couldn't pull up anything about Hathor being a Canaanite guy. Maybe she got some information. You know, so I'm not gonna. I mean, the sister do be doing some research. I ain't gonna say it not. You know.
Everybody do research. What he's doing though?
Huh?
Are you following correct research? Do you understand? Do you comprehend what you read?
Yeah. Yeah, I know I do.
Not you. I'm not talking about you, JJ. I'm saying the people that do the research know how to comprehend what you're reading. Do you understand what you're reading? I spoke to we got the things to understand what she reading. And so it's great. I already done did a whole joint on it. He said, "Saw, I would like to build with her on Tuesday." So it should be real good, man. This should be real good.
I tell you what, right. She got some courage though. I give her that.
Yeah, more than Quana. More than Quana.
Oh, damn, man. Don't do elder like that, man. Don't.
No, but she do. She do.
I mean, he the mastermind over there.
If she was in the HOK, you know, I'll be telling her, Neftali, nah, leave that alone. Don't bother him. That's not the one to mess with. But he's not. He's sending her out on side missions. And you do that to your followers too, JJ. What's that new name? Corey. Corey is garbage.
Hey,
that boy is garbage. I beat the living shit out of him over here, JJ.
You still hurt what he did to you on the show, man.
But nobody tell you that he did anything to me. If you go to video, you will see I be living crap out of him.
Dawson is the new people.
Well, I mean, Apostle was your champion, so anybody can be your champion.
Wait. Apostle is my discussion champion. He don't debate.
Well, just for him to be a champion is fucked up. And you say discussion. Anyway, let me go to Chad. Chad, what up, brother?
What up, Saul? What up, brother Reggie? What up, JJ?
Yeah, I might get this young G for you, JJ. You better be cool, bro.
I want somebody to beat me.
Brother, I just want to ask you, so is your main difference with Jabari basically his belief in like a God and then you being an atheist? Is that like the main thing?
I'm not an atheist.
Or agnostic, or well, how would you describe it?
My mother and my father are like creators.
Man, look at this.
And my grandparents and my great grandparents and so on that I remember are my great ancestors. And so so I believe in them, and I believe in our people. I believe in us. I believe in our capabilities independent of some supernatural, because the supernatural didn't help us on the slave ships. The supernatural didn't change the waters, the oceans, didn't part nothing, didn't do anything, put us in the hells of North America, and our people had to survive. And we prayed many times when we've been whipped, chased by dogs, hung, and nobody came for us. So the only thing that's going to come for us is the information that we try to bring to our people, like other generations. The work that Sarnetta does on this platform, if it wasn't for these platforms, these people would be getting a free run. So what I disagree is the structure or the need of, you have to get past one thing. One, you have to prove that there is a divine. That's it. Meaning a God, some divine force or something, you have to prove. You have to prove a creator other than your parents. You got to prove that. If you don't get, if you don't prove that, and the people who can prove it or not, or the priest, because they're the ones who're supposed to be initiated and special. But doing anything special. They're not doing anything special as for teaching. So, but I do respect your brothers. I disagree with him. I know he years. I probably tried when he says, I don't want to go back into the stuff, but don't mess with my information because I'm a researcher. I'm not a believer. And I know who my teachers are. And we share some of the teachers and we don't share some of the other teachers. The spiritual teachers that he have, right? The spiritual teachers who we have, I'm not going to mention their names, but I knew them in the 80s. I'm 58 years old. I knew the shit between Dr. Ben and all of them, and they were learning from Dr. Ben, and then they was doing something different than what Dr. Ben taught them. Because there was a body of people that wanted to be, that was interested in the spiritual construct, not what Dr. was talking about specifically. And so my conflict with him is me and Jabari, we never really had too many arguments except for when it comes down to this whole thing of priesthood. I don't see them doing anything special. I don't see that many of their expertise, except for Soren Ka and some of the others I won't mention because Sonetta knows why. I can't mention, I won't mention some of the other people because they have to support Sonetta. Sonetta supports all of them. But if they don't support Sonetta, I can't mention them on it. But the fact of the matter is that do they really have any connection to the supernatural? Really? Come on, family. Does any of these priests talk to God and God favors them? Any of them? Different than me and you? Or we all be fine? We can't all be fine. Why? We rob, we steal, we murder, we rape our people is in shambles. We scam, we do all of this. Are all Black people divine? I can't believe that. You have to go through some training to be like the divine. Let's just say like
the divine. Let me ask JJ a question here. JJ, honestly believe, and I'm gonna let you speak without and professional. Do you honestly believe that you on the same level of Chris Harris, or you hate Chris Harris just as much as Bro Reggie was hating on Jabari? I see a resemblance here. And so why do you be in Chris Harris? Why, bro? That's what I want to ask you.
Oh man, let's leave that alone, man. But
See,
I'm gonna give you the explanation, everybody.
Talk to me. Why you be hating on the brother, knowing that you're not on his level?
Bro, this dude's he's already ran several times, even before he came to the
See, you know, JJ, y'all say he ran.
Listen.
Go ahead, brother.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Listen, if Solar Vision Debate League comes to the Lions Den and we're setting up debates, and I call you out, and I got that on tape. You running, but then when you challenge me, and I say let's get it in, then you say, oh no, that's okay. I respect you. That's running, man. Why do I got to keep explaining that? And then I have it on tape when he said he called me, talking about he gonna be my Huckleberry. I'll be your Huckleberry. Because I was calling Reggie out about, because Reggie was talking about the Greeks wrote the Bible. Remember Reggie, and I was calling you out about that? Reggie said, well, I'm retired. I said, okay, so then you and Chris called me. I said, be ready tomorrow, bro. And he ran. So then I went on to something else, to somebody else, trying to set up a debate. Come trolling me. I said, so then I give him a chance and he run again, bro. So I don't get it, man. Well, I mean, what do y'all want me to do? And then,
all right.
I mean,
what you need to do, JJ, is try another approach.
He's not even on my list.
Because every time it gets to y'all having a, you spaz out. You don't know you doing it, do it, and you don't understand. And that's what people say, you know what? I ain't beating you. You running. They not running from you. They don't want to deal with you, brother. Trust and believe what I'm saying.
Watch this. See, you keep pushing that narrative. Everybody you put in my face, I debate them for you. I didn't debate it. Look, bro. I didn't debate it Tazari 3 times. I didn't debate it Jabari. I didn't have to sit down already.
You beat Jabari, right?
Well, let me give you my list.
You beat Jabari, though, right?
Yeah. That's what it is. Look.
Hold on.
Look. You know, like book I beat some. Me and Jabari's debate, the topic, did the ancient Israelites look at the Osiris principle or them as a god?
Tell me though. Let me hear it again.
You know what I'm saying? Why? He didn't say.
You beat Jabari. Let me hear it again.
Bro, I mean,
Come on, JJ, stop.
I mean, okay, but look. So,
he caught me. I see you watching this, man.
Hey, yo, come on.
Man, my list, my resume is deep. Hey, Unc West signed up for a debate on my platform. I had a debate with the Unc. I had a debate with everybody. Look, Ron Shields. I had it with all of them, family. Hey, my resume is deep, bro. Tahuti. Remember that? Bro, I'm a warrior, man. Chris is scared to debate somebody who believes in the same type of thing. I don't care about debating the Black Jesus Ministry. I debated him twice. 3 times. I debated Pastor Bennett.
JJ, if you're talking about beating other Jabari, it's delusional, man. Nobody believes that but you, JJ. Your flunkies, the Hebrews.
But listen, it's the topic. Anybody can get beat on any given day as long as you pick the right topic. Man, believe that Osiris not a god, but the principle, an aspect of the wind, an aspect of fire. But that's not true. Why would you have a priesthood? You have to have a priesthood, and then they have festivals where they would invoke the god into the statue. They thought the god was, then they would take it out to the people, and the people would ask God for favors and why is this happening in my life?
Will you debate Cube?
No, that's my partner now. We got something going on.
You can be partners, but would you debate him?
Nah, I wouldn't debate.
Cube debate you.
I'm retired, man. It had to be worth my while, bro. It really would. I'm like a consultant now, bro. You know.
All right. If it was anybody over here, who's that could bring you out of alignment for a debate? Who would that be?
I have to think that, bro. Right now, I'm a good speaker as far as debate.
All right, no, Chris.
I had a question for Brother Reggie. I had to ask you something. Video that I came back, it's still coming to my email to watch it. The debate with that y'all had last month.
Okay, I'm gonna get it to you right now. Watch this.
Hey, spoiler, Chris Harris.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris Harris debate.
Yeah, he lost, man. Anybody that say he won, they can't even tell me the source that he used to win. That's
I told you that when you came on the channel.
No,
he told you.
No. I need a
Hey, did you need the email that my
Nah, hold on.
Chris said he used the in the Book of the Dead to prove that Jesus Christ was carpet.
I'm putting you on, Garfield. You gotta hear this. This is important. The brother been trying to get it for the minute he paid for it. And I got Garfield on the line. Say that again, Chris. Let Garfield hear you and give him your email. He'll send it right away.
Yeah, I was trying to get that Chris Harris debate. It expired in my email, and I came back from Japan, and I couldn't watch it.
All right. Let's shoot the email, brother.
You know Garfield email? Do you know Garfield email, brother?
Nah, it said on the thing, it said like a support, but I sent it to the support saying I didn't get it, and it never came through. I didn't know who that was.
Garfield, can you put your Tamika? I think she know Garf email. Can somebody put Garfield email inside the chat?
Yeah, I can get it like that.
Say that one more time, Garfield.
Ask Brother Garfield at gmail.com.
You got it, brother?
Ask Brother Garfield at gmail.com.
Write that down. Don't forget it. All you do is let them know who you are. This is Chris Green, Garfield.
Yeah.
All right, what's
the
email,
video.
brother? What's your email address, my brother?
At gmail.com.
All right.
Let's go get boy. I'm sorry.
What? Boy?
Boy. Oh, why?
Let's go get it, boy, at gmail.com.
Yeah.
Let's
and
get
then,
it, boy, at gmail.com.
Yeah, I appreciate it because I'm about to order the next debate. I was just like I said, I just got back. I'm trying.
It goes up tomorrow, Garfield.
I'm win that one too.
Yeah,
No.
well, I'm gonna pay it to go up because I want a space. But yeah, I just got back, so I just want to I'll check out all of the debates because I'm gonna pay for the other one. I don't care how much you go up. I got my money, so I'm good on that. But
okay.
But the question was for Reggie. You was talking about the divine. Like I'm a big fan of yours. I try to get all the books you said. Every time you say something, I try to order the books. But you was talking about like the divinity of Kemet. You believe that, your opinion, this is your opinion, that the divinity to become divine is once your human nature, and that you divine our human nature is, destruction or whatever. But to go against it, make you divine, marriage, divinity, something like this, you're going against your human nature, which is to spread seed, becoming one person. So is that what makes you divine, is create and go against what animals do, since we're in an animal body and we're becoming like a God-like figure because we're not an animal no more. We're actually the light that we're shining. Is that what you?
Well, yeah. Well, the ancient Egyptians, from what I have read, gives you a corpus of rules in which you should use that would make you a better human being. And some people say that better human being is divine. I don't necessarily say that you are divine, but you can be a better human being. And what that is basically, I'll give you a few of them, is Husia Heka Ma'at, right? So that means control your actions, control your speech, well, your actions and your speech, control the thought, control your thoughts, that's Sia. So who is kind of controlling your purpose? Sia is controlling your thoughts. Be steadfast as a purpose, and have identity with higher self or mind. So the Husia Heka Ma'at is formula, and you find that formula on the solar poles where you see these figures, Husia Heka and Ma'at. And so so the first thing is to be master your thought, actions, and be steadfast as a purpose, and identify with something higher than higher self, meaning higher than just being human, but connecting it to connect it to the universe and nature. And so that is their formula. Siahu Heka Ma'at. And there are other figures on that boat, which is Set Set is the person who was vile, but Seth becomes a very important person when he fixes his errors, and he's a very important part on the solar boat. So they write up a story in the Amduit and the Duat in those chambers where they show you these principles coalescing so that you can master. So it's basically about mastering yourself.
All right, Chris. Chris, my number is in the private chat. Take down my number real quick. That I want to make sure you get what you got to get. That way you ain't got to wait till I go live. Where you go? Damn. You probably don't know how to get to the private chat.
Okay. So I want to show you all something.
No, hold on, Reggie. I want to go through the. Which one to show them? Which one to show them, Reggie? Because I want to go through the board and make sure everybody can ask their question.
Yeah, go on, because the finale is. I'm going to show you a secret of ancient Egyptian thought that I decided that I'll share it now and I'll unpack it later. But I am going to give you a secret of secrets of ancient Egyptian thought that will change your thinking. Okay, so let's go through the board, and I'm just chilling. It's not on me. It's a conversation. So I mean, you can ask me a question. You can ask Sarnetta a question. You guys.
The Jet. You have a question for Reggie? Or JJ? Let's put JJ up there too, because he want to be a scholar. And so, you have a question for JJ or Brother Reggie?
Blessed good night. Well, I have a question for Reggie. Yesterday, you made a comment that slaves who come across in the transatlantic who the Christ, Jesus Christ. I want to know if if that is a fact, or if you just say it's statement.
It's a fact. Christianity inside West and North Africa was how can I say, was prohibited. So in the African Islamic world, they were Islamic, and so they fought in used at the same time the Hebrews. So Christianity in West Africa, you can't find Christianity in West Africa before the Portuguese came to the Congo. So when those Africans who took the Christian faith in the Congo slaves simply converted, but they didn't have the book. They just took some lessons, and the bulk of our people were indigenous and from the African Islamic groups, right? And only the Congo people, but that's not the bulk of our people, and they were converts. So it's not, if you study history, Jed, I have you ask me a question. Where in West Africa is there Christianity?
Well, I was taking it from the angle of if it had, I think they say about 30% of the slaves that come across here was Muslims, Islamic, and all up inside of the Muslim scripture and saying it talking about Christ, and they have some prophecies and all kind of thing related to Christ inside of the Islamic literature. So I would think that it would be common knowledge chronologically, the religion of Christianity older than the religion of Islam by approximately about 500, 600 years. So is that from that angle I was saying that it would have become a knowledge of these people of the character or the mythology and the legend of Christ then?
Well, the Muslims have a separate religion, and so the figure is Isa, right? Isa, and they are Muslims, so they don't accept the people of the other people of the book. Their thinking is that they messed up the teachings of the prophets, and so when Prophet Muhammad came to them, not saying it's true, but he came and he fixed it. He had a revelation. And so that revelation was different than the teachings of Christianity and Hebrew. And so they were not Christians, they were Muslim, those groups of people. So, so you can't make Muslims Christians. They weren't worshiping Isa, they was worshiping Allah, and they was and Muhammad was their prophet, right? But let me just tell you something else that people do not. Taking your shahada in Africa, most of the people who took their shahada and converted to Islam, they didn't know the faith. They didn't know the faith yet. It was just better for them to take the oath. So all they need to do is to take the oath, and they took the oath because one of the important things about Islam to it up is if you took the shahada, you wouldn't be enslaved by another Muslim. So it was take the oath because the Muslim army was enslaving Africans. But the Christianity that we have in the Americas is from the King James book, and from the and then in South America it is from the Catholics. So I think that's just a scholarship point that I think that we need to all review instead of trying to because that Jesus Christ, he says slaves obey your earthly masters, right? It's recorded in their book. And so
all right, Reggie, we got to move forward. Super Wavy, what's up, man? You got a question, brother? Super Wavy, look like you froze. Look like you frozen, brother. You got a question, Super Wavy?
I froze.
Okay, we got to get Super Wavy out of here.
You got to come back in.
Let me give him a kick, a boot. Mark Anthony, man, where your cross at, man?
Hey, man, listen.
Hold your cross, brother, when you come up in here. Hold your cross.
Listen, man, we don't need no cross. We got Christ for real, for real. So
okay.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
I know. I got a question. Reggie, I mean, Sonetta, you can answer this, or Reggie. I don't know Kemet at all.
I'll let Reggie answer it, man.
All right. So my question is, you know, I'm a Christian. You know what I mean? I'm a disciple of Christ. And so when we die, we believe that we go to heaven, eternal life with the Father, right? And Jesus is Lord to us, and King of Kings, Jesus, God in flesh, all that. So my question is, in Kemet, what is like when you die, what happens in y'all belief or in your teaching? What happens? And then do y'all believe in heaven and hell?
Okay. Well, first of all, you should know that Brother Reggie does not believe in the mythology of ancient.
Right.
So, Brother Reggie, that's not going to help you. I can tell you what the belief system is.
That's right. Just let them know the belief system, Reggie. Get in on it.
Okay. So, for the bulk of the people, when they go to the afterlife, they go to their place. So, whatever they are in this world, they usually go to that same position in the afterlife, right? And that is to service the king in the afterlife, not necessarily to service the gods or anything like that, but to actually service the king, which becomes an asar, right? And so it may not be that one king, but they believe in the afterlife that they go to their place, continue their work after life, right? In the Duat or in Peck or in any of the in the West or any of those names. And so fine. But now let me pivot off you. You say you believe in Christ. You believe that you go to heaven. The books don't say that. The books say that you're in the ground. You don't even go to your place, you're in the ground. And the day of resurrection, right, then you're raised from the ground, right? So you don't go anywhere. A part of you may go to the universe, but the rest of you, the whole body is in the ground until the days of so the preachers be lying to y'all because
you gotta understand the context. We know the body, the physical body is in the ground, but your spirit is either with the Father in heaven if you saved, if you have Christ in you, or either you in hell if you wasn't saved.
Does that make sense to you? That your body is in the ground, but your spirit is up with God in heaven. Anybody came from heaven back, right?
So
the story, can you prove that?
Well, this the difference between us. You have to see. You don't have faith, so you have to see something to believe it. I don't have to see it to believe it. That's the difference. So I don't need to see Harriet Tubman to believe that she was a real person, or I don't even have to see Nat Turner to believe that they was a real person and that whatever they did happened. I heard the story. I believe it. It's history to prove certain things. So I don't need to believe that what he did and he came to teach all of that stuff to believe. You do. That's
well, okay, so let's just go with that. Let's just go with what you said. All right, let's just go with since there are things that you know, so you do know who King James is, right?
Yeah, the king, the version of the Bible in the 1600, 1611.
Right. So him and Bishop of Canterbury and through Yale, Cambridge, they put together that Bible. You know that, right?
Yeah, but I don't subscribe to King James only and all that. I don't do that.
But you have to subscribe to King James. It's the why you have to? Because all the other verses were heretic verses, and so his was the only authorized Christian edition that we met on the slave trade. So now there are new versions after the King James. Otherwise, we'd be speaking thee, thou, thou, and so there are new versions. But the fact of the matter is, King James is the authorized English version. And so I have to ask you, what other versions do you subscribe to?
I can read from any version of the Bible and regardless of how you say thee, thou, whatever way you want to say it, is the word still gonna speak. So I'm not an Israelite, so I don't believe what they believe. You feel me? So I don't subscribe to One West and all that stuff. So I don't believe that I only got to have the King James to have the true word of God. I don't believe that.
Let me ask him this, man. Okay. Let me get you, man, because you're a Christian, right?
Hey, man, hold on, son. Don't be talking like I'm soft and sweet. We don't play them games, man.
Yes, sir,
you
brother. I got you.
We ain't sweet over here. You know what I'm saying?
Respect, family.
Put that on you, bro.
Yeah, I'm just saying, let that be known.
Let me ask him. Hold on. How big is your faith, brother? Because you keep saying Reggie don't have faith. How big is your faith? Is your faith big as a mustard seed or stronger than a mustard seed? Because if you had half of faith as a mustard seed, brother, you would be powerful. So I'm asking you, how strong is your faith?
My faith is strong enough. Where are you going?
You don't know what to do. What I'm about to show you is how your God, your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, is a liar.
Here we go,
He's
man.
a liar. But y'all don't, all right, ain't no here we go. So you so scared.
You did this last time. You did this. You was trying to get me to jump off the roof last time and say,
I'm showing you. See, even when I show you the scriptures, you're going to be in denial.
No, I'm not gonna be in denial. Just don't butcher the scripture and take it out of context, because you know
I'm gonna let you read it. I'm gonna let you read it then, and you tell me what is this talking about.
I'm on my phone, man. I can't.
Oh, hey, JJ is building.
I'm just keeping it real. I'm on my cell phone.
Read that for us, JJ. Now this is Jesus. Read that.
I can see it, but I'm saying like it's small.
All right.
Hey, brother, I'm gonna read it for you. Then you tell them what's going on.
Yeah.
Just between y'all two. Jesus to them, verily, I say unto you.
Hold on.
Faith.
Hold on, JJ. You gotta turn a little again.
Okay, hold on.
Jesus answered and says, go ahead. Yeah, he ain't reading,
Jesus
man.
answered and said unto them, verily I say, you can't hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now? Is that better?
Yeah, that's better. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Jesus answered and said unto them, verily I say unto you, if ye have faith and doubt not, you should not only do this which is done to the tree, but also if ye shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, it shall be done. 22. And all things whatsoever you shall ask in prayer, believing you shall receive.
So that's why I asked you, how strong is your faith in your Jesus? Because if you're saying that your faith is so strong, whatever you ask for in prayer, you should be getting that. And if you're not getting it, brother, then guess what? They saying that you don't really believe. Your faith is not strong as you think it is. So what do you get from that right there?
Well, first off, it has to be in line with the will with the Father. So
okay.
I can pray for $1 million, but if God doesn't want me to have that because I can't manage $2, that's not going to be for me. God is not going to allow certain things to happen. The second thing is certain things that's literal, and then there's some things that's just symbolic. So this is not literally saying that just because you have faith, you can go fly like R. Kelly. It don't mean that. It's just really representing what is your faith, and if you believe, and if it's in will with the Father, and if He allowed that to happen, then that's what it is. But regardless, if it don't happen, it don't change who He is. And
okay, stop. I want everybody to look at Exhibit A. The brother is putting words in the scripture. It does not say, if you do this and God will give it to you. No, I'm asking you, how strong is your faith? And if your faith is strong, because this is what it says, is that anything that, meaning if anything get in your way, you can say, be thou move, get from behind me. Move out of the way. The strongest animal, a gorilla could come, and you could say, remove from me. Because it's strong and it be pushed in the sea. If your faith is strong and you believe high God, I know you pray for certain lot of stuff. You know, our ancestors in a long time, they believed in Him, their faith was there, but that didn't stop the white man from castrating them. That didn't stop our mothers from getting their bellies cut open. They believed in this God. And it's praying to God. I'll show you another scripture real quick. Because
Thy will be done. That's why we say Thy will be done. If it's His will,
let me finish, brother. The narrative, brother.
I'm keeping it real. That's what the scripture says.
Okay. Let me get to this one, brother. That's what the scripture says. Right here now.
We keep it real. You think because God say move mountains, that literally mean we're gonna be able to move mountains. That don't mean that. You eisegeting the scriptures. That means you lean into your own understanding, my brother.
All right. Mark 11:24. Therefore I say unto you, what things soever your desire, when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them. So Mark is telling you, whatever it is your desire, brother, whenever you pray, you should receive them. This is Jesus.
Hold on. Listen to it. I'm finna get you right here.
Yeah, you got me.
It says believe that you receive them. It don't say you gonna get what you pray for. See, you skipping over stuff and you eisegeting the scriptures. Stop playing, man.
So hold up, stop for a minute. So you telling me that your God is playing games on you and tricking you?
I said, stop playing games.
Stop. Are you saying that God is playing games with the people and he's saying whatever you believe, you'll get it? Just believe you'll get it, but you really not going to get it? Is that what you're telling us?
No, sir. I never said that. You put that in my, you put them words in my mouth.
Brother, you just said believe that Jesus is telling you to believe you'll get it.
Exactly.
He wants you to be a believer.
He's talking about faith. He's not saying that just because you pray for something outside of the will of God, you're going to get it. I just gave you an example earlier about the car, about the money. Just because you pray for something don't mean you're going to get it. It has to be in will with what he wants you to have. If you're a real child of his, if you got kids, I'm sure you got kids. I got a 21-year-old son. My son may come to me and be like, hey, daddy, do you got this? Can I borrow this?
Okay, I would love to see what you're going to say about this.
I'm going to ask some questions. I'm going to ask some questions.
What you really got to say about this one.
Go ahead. I'm going to let you go ahead.
13:4. And whosoever ye shall ask in my name, that will I do. The Father may be glorified. In the Son. If ye shall ask anything in my name, I will do it. So if you ask anything in Jesus' name, he will do it. Let's see. Go ahead, bro.
Okay, the key word on here says that the Father. Hold on for a minute. You ain't letting me.
Crazy.
Hold on for a minute. See, you putting these up, but you don't hear the truth.
Yeah, let me hear the truth.
It say that the Father may be glorified. So what's that saying? That in line with his will is. That's the point. You don't get it. You think just because we just asking questions to God, he gonna ask things.
Okay.
God, the will of the Father.
Okay, can I go ahead and
But you said Jesus was the Father, right? Jesus the God.
I don't say Jesus was the Father. I said Jesus is God in flesh. Jesus ain't the Father. He's God in flesh. He's the Lord of the Sabbath. He is before he was there in the beginning. He is God in flesh.
Prove it. Well,
Go ahead, Reggie. Go ahead, Reggie.
All right, so let's just work this slow. I don't believe that you have faith. I don't, and you may not be sweet, you may not be soft, but I don't believe that you have faith. You know why? Because let's just do this. So
you don't know me though, so that's what I'm saying. You don't know me.
Okay, no, but I don't believe. I agree. I don't know you, right? But,
John 17:5.
No, let me go. Okay, so first of all, you shouldn't be talking. You should bring your pastor on, because you're not, unless you're a pastor and you went to divinity school and you've been tested, you shouldn't be speaking. That's the problem.
Hold on. Now don't talk to me like a kid, man. I'm a grown man. Don't tell me what I shouldn't be doing.
Okay.
You can ask me to be quiet, but don't talk to me like that, bro. Like, don't do that. You can ask me to be quiet, but don't disrespect me.
Listen, how did I disrespect you?
You tell me what I shouldn't be doing. I'm a grown man.
Yeah, I should. Wait, did you go to divinity school?
I don't care about titles, bro. I don't care that we talk the word.
Right. You care about the word. Okay.
We care about the word. I respect you, man, but don't make me change my thoughts on it.
Expert in the Bible, yes or no?
I'm good enough to be able to defend the scriptures.
Okay, that's fine. So
just keep it professional. Just keep it respectful.
Keep it respectful, Reggie. That's what he's saying. Go ahead, Reggie.
Okay. I'm professional.
But don't talk to me like that, man.
I have a right to say.
You don't have a right to disrespect me. Don't disrespect me.
All right, brother, we passed that, brother. Reggie got you. We got you.
Let's just
respect. Let's show the brothers some love. Come on.
Let's get this above. When I argue the Hebrews, Moors, other Christians, right? Everybody is on the same level playing field. Nobody is. This is what we do. So if I say I don't believe you, it's because I don't believe them. And I've spoken to some of the best.
But you didn't say that to me, bro. Oh, you said I'm speaking like I'm a child or something, bro.
No, you took it like that.
Said that.
That is your. So let's just move on.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
Move on. Mark 16:14. through 19. I will pull up the whole verse, but I'll give you the thing. Do you believe that you can pick up snakes and drink them without being hurt?
I can't see that, man.
Okay, so you can't see it, so let's just I need to get the
What do you ask me what you asked me? I can see it on my TV. Go ahead.
Sure, a person with faith who believes, right, and who is baptized, right, believes, right, that they can use the name Jesus against demons. They can speak new languages. They can pick up snakes and drink poison without being hurt. Do you believe that?
I believe in the days of old covenant that those things were happening because it was a different time. It was a different dispensation. God give us wisdom. So I wouldn't do that because God give us wisdom. Just like I wouldn't get on the roof and jump off and say, because I'm a follower of Christ, he ain't gonna let me die. I use wisdom.
Okay.
And that come through the Holy Spirit.
Okay, but did the Bible verse change?
Listen to my answer. I'm saying I believe because that was a different dispensation, a different time. God dealt with different people. He dealt with the disciples. He dealt with different people differently. I'm saying I believe the scriptures 100%. But what I'm saying today, I'm saying we don't do the same things necessarily. And I'll give you an example. We don't sacrifice goats today. We don't stone people to death because they did adultery or whatever. We don't do everything the same today. We're in a different dispensation. So I agree with 100% with the scriptures, but I'm also saying God give us wisdom, and that's my answer.
Okay, slow down. I don't know if God gave you wisdom. I think that Eve and Adam bit from the apple, and then they got wisdom. God didn't when Adam and Eve was created, they didn't have wisdom. They were servants. He gave them an order. They disobeyed. They ate from the tree in the midst of the garden and got wisdom.
I read the top.
Mark 16:14 through 19, you were saying that things have changed. You were saying that things changed, but people follow the Bible. And the Bible didn't say that things would change. Mark 16 says, after he appeared unto the 11, and they sat at meat and upbraided them with their unbelief and hardness of the heart, believe not them which had seen him was risen. And he said to them, to all the world, the gospel to every creature. He that is and is baptized shall be saved, but he that believeth not shall be damned. And these signs shall follow that believe in my name. Devils, they shall speak with new tongues. They shall take up serpents, and if they drink any deadly thing, it shall not hurt them. They shall lay hands on the sick, and they shall recover. So then, after the Lord has spoken unto them, he was received in heaven, the right hand of God. Now, good brothers, signs shall follow you, right? That believeth in his name, Jesus Christ. Have you cast out devils? Have you spoken in new tongues? Right? And then he says, they shall take up serpents, and they shall drink any deadly thing. So, Sarnetta, can you send the brother a glass of Drano or Clorox? See if the words of Christ will help him through him topping off, taking a shot of some Crystal Drano.
So let me say this, because I don't think you clearly heard me what I said for my answer. I never said that the things I said it's different dispensations. Okay, God dealt with people differently. I stand on that. Okay, and I gave an example of what I was talking about. I didn't say it's different now. I just said God dealt with different people in a different way. It's different dispensations. So I also said God gives us wisdom. I'm not finna play with God and try to prove a point to a man it doesn't mean nothing to me. I'm not here to try to impress man. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not here to try to impress Brother Reggie, Dr. Reggie, whatever your title is in respect. I'm not here to impress you. I'm not here to impress Sinai. My job is to share the gospel with people. If you want to hear it or not, I don't care. But it's my job to do that.
Okay,
so I'm not changing the scriptures. I'm just simply saying God dealt with different people in different times differently, and I gave examples of that. So I'm not changing the scriptures.
Can you show me the verse that says that God's words change?
You clearly hear me.
I want to see
you keep saying I said it changed. I never said the word change. I said God dealt with different people in different dispensations differently. I gave an illustration. I said today
verse in the Bible, good brother. You don't have to overtalk me. I'm not. Listen, you're supposed to be. How can I say? Part of Jesus onto me as a disbeliever to save my soul. I have questions. I am asking you, where in the Bible did these verses change?
Okay.
Or apply to different people?
Okay. If you go to, hold on for a minute, because you're asking me a question.
While you're reading that, I give you some time to read that.
Hold on.
To look for that. Luke 10:17 to 19. We're going to take some shots of Drano tonight, right? And we're going to play with some snakes because Luke talking for Christ. And the 70 returned again, rejoiced, Lord, even the devil subject unto us, though they name. And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. So I give you the power. That's what Jesus is saying. I give you the power to tread on serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. Let's go bring out the serpents, the cobras, because Christ gives you the power to tread on serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. Well, good brother. Well, good brother. When we landed in North America, and then we were Christianized, right? We got all of that, but we didn't get the power of Jesus Christ. We didn't get the power to prevail over the serpents, the scorpions, the hangman's noose, the whips. Instead, we had to watch as our mothers and sisters' bellies were open, children fell to the floor. Jesus Christ did not help us. Jesus Christ said, slaves, obey your earthly masters, right? And that is in the Bible. The white didn't make that up. They applied what the Bible said. So all suffering of our ancestors, of us, Black people of us, you are going to tell me about things that I know haven't come true for our people.
Let me ask you a question. I asked you a question in the beginning. You jumped into this when I had an original question when I asked you about Kemet, right? And somehow we got off into all of this.
I will answer your question.
And I'm trying to, and I was like honestly just trying to find out what do you believe with Kemet? You gave me the one answer, but the other question I never even got to ask because you went off and started asking me questions.
Okay, so let's just move off.
I wasn't even coming on here to try to go back and forth with you. I know that you don't believe what I believe, so I'm not here to debate you. I didn't come on here. I came on here to ask you two questions.
Okay, ask me the other question.
So my other question was, you told me about afterlife and stuff like that. So my second question, original question to you was, why would somebody follow what Kemet is if it ain't like everybody go to the now. Correct if I'm wrong. I don't want to put words in your mouth. If a murderer died, and then this, let's say, quote unquote, a good person died, do they go to the same place when they die?
In the Kemet belief, no.
So help me understand where they go if you believe in heaven and hell. I'm trying to understand that.
Okay. Remember, I told you in the very beginning that I don't believe in the mythology. I study the mythology, like I study the mythology of a lot of different cultures, right? I told you that. So I'm not a Kemetic priest, right? I'm not even a disciple of those beliefs. I just read it to understand civilization, African civilization. So in the Egyptian mythology, right, in the afterlife, there is a section where you have to cite information of innocent to get to the place where you are going, right? So your heart has to be weighed against the feather of righteousness, and you're supposed to repeat these questions asked to you, and your heart is put on a scale. Now, if your heart is heavier than the feather, right? There is no balance, and your soul gets eaten by, right? Is a demon, a female, and to the place, you're not Makaru. That's what they call being saved, Makaru, and so you don't go to the afterlife. That is the belief system. But I don't believe that. But that is what we call chapter 25 of Meru, which is in all pertinent rules, where there is a section where you are judged for your deeds.
Okay, I mean, I hear you, and I accept that answer. Okay, all right.
Let me ask a question real quick. Snake worship is very prevalent all out Africa. Rainbow serpents, what do you call that? In Judah, what y'all call it, Wayuda. They got snake worship. They even got Africans who drink venomous blood. The venom of snakes. This goes on. The snake represents a lot of different things in many different cultures. So I just want to throw that out there.
Okay, but JJ, so did Jesus Christ give you the power to thread? Let me put it back up on here. Okay, share screen. You're messianic, right? So I just want to check. So you're messianic. So I just want to talk about Jesus. So I just want to see, did Jesus say, first of all, let's just make sure that it's here. Behold, I give you the power to tread on serpents and scorpions and over all the and nothing shall by any means hurt you. Do you believe that?
You want me to deal with that?
Yeah, but do you believe it? Do you believe that?
What you think you doing?
Yeah, we're gonna mute the mic so I can deal with it.
It's not me. It's I just want to know if Jesus Christ gave you the power.
What's this?
Yes.
Crushing the serpent's head. Yes, he gave us, the Most High gave us the power to crush the serpent's head. And the meaning of it, you can really find it in Genesis 3 and 15. That's where we got to start. It's the beginning about
Not
crushing
Jesus?
the serpent's head. Look, you gotta walk with me. Just walk with me.
Okay, I'm walking, JJ.
I'm back to where the crushing of the serpent's head came from. We got to start, right? Can I show my screen?
I'm with you, man. I'm trying to keep up, JJ. Come on, let's go.
Yeah. Let's start there. Hold up. Let's go. Share my screen, bro. Hold up.
Hey, bro, Reggie, can I get a question for Mark Anthony? I had to ask him something real quick.
Let's go.
Go ahead, brother.
Let's go throw it off. Let's go throw
Yeah,
off the
hey,
topic, man. Y'all gonna talk about something else. Tell the snakes.
Morpheus taught me that, by the way. I got to give credit if credit due. I had a teaching with Brother Morpheus, and he sat me down, and he says, Brother Reggie, every time you speak to a Christian, bring up Mark and Luke. All right, thank you. I just had to give him credit, my teacher.
All right. This is from a Christian perspective, of Christ, So it says, crushing the serpent's head, the meaning, you find this in 3:15. It's common of the protavalium, a term that essentially signifies the idea of the first gospel formation. In the Standard translation, the text reads as follows: "And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed, and he will bruise or crush thy head, and thou shalt bruise and strike his heel." That's Professor William Beck's American's translation. So what's going on here is basically the background of this passage. Let's read it. The passage rises from an interview in the Garden of Eden between God, Adam, and Eve. And finally, the treacherous serpent. Now, this symbolic serpent or this serpent here, right? Confronted with his transgressions, Adam blames Eve. Ultimately, he puts the responsibility upon God himself, stating, "The woman you gave me." Eve similarly rationalized, charging the serpent beguiled me. See, this is when the serpent comes into play by crushing heads and stuff like that. That this serpent was the vehicle of Satan. See, Christ gave us the power to crush the vehicle of Satan. See, it was a thing, and it's beyond dispute. Paul says that the serpent beguiled Eve, and it came, and in the same context, he argues that Satan fashioned himself into a messenger of 2 Corinthians 11:3. Now, moreover, John references it to Satan as the old serpent. This has always been an enemy of us. See, you can have the faith to overcome your enemies. If you don't lean on your understanding, you can pray. Get that understanding from this book and from the Holy Spirit, and they teach you to overcome your enemies. Just like all cultures, they pray, and before they go to war. Y'all have snake guys that y'all pray to before y'all in African spirit. I know that right now. But anyway, now Moses, the spokesman, right? Moses designates the speaker. Yah. The Hebrew term is in the first instance is Yahweh, a designation of self-existing creator. Just like y'all got a self-existing creator, where atom, among ejaculated people life, create ourselves. We have a self-existing God. All cultures have a self-existing God. This is why Jabari is not doing honest scholarship when he said that these people didn't believe in a one, all, a creator. Let's get back to it. See, I mean, we got to be honest with the people, right? Now, a designation of self-existing creator who will form a special redemptive covenant relationship with the nation of Israel. See, after we failed, he had to bring us back. We got a plan to redeem mankind. I don't know what y'all guys doing over there to fix the situation, but we got a plan. We got a Messiah that's coming. We got a faith that we believe will help us get back on track. I don't see the Kemetic book getting y'all back on track. Book of the Dead, the pyramid text, the coffin text, the pharaonic goddamn literature, the Sabbats, none of that. I'm not seeing nobody use it. But let's get back to it. I know my time is limited. Now,
there you go. That's the JJ I love. God damn it. That's the JJ I'm talking about. Bring it out, Jay.
The term is obscure. It's likely derived from a root from the meaning strong. The name appears to be used mainly of God's right to govern his world of mankind. See? The combined use of these names lends a great force to the utterance that follows. Let's briefly consider the various participants and components in this intriguing text. Let's start there, y'all. When I wrote this, they say Jehovah, we say Yahovah, Yah. It depends on what's right, man. But I know the one. Jehovah remarks in Genesis 3:15 an address to the serpent immediately, though to Satan ultimately in Romans 16:20. Moderates dismiss the import of the biblical record. They allege that Satan is but a personification of the self-accusing conscience of Israel. So there's different meanings to it. You see that? Satan is but a personification of the self-accusing conscience of Israel. However, of the sacred volume treat him as a personal arch enemy of the Almighty God. He's a murderer of the fallen humanity. That's in John 8:4. Following his deeds, this curse from Yah, God used the devil's horrible destiny. I can woman and I can see it. Show you about the between and
I want to. Can I ask Sonetta a question? Sonetta,
I want to show you something else after this, but go. Let me stop sharing my screen.
Okay, I just want to ask Sonetta a question. So, Sonetta, good brother. So, question: people have faith. And I'm not talking to any person on this chat, so don't get upset with me. I'm just talking to my brother Sonetta and to the audience. So here's a question where I pull up the verses, and the verses clearly say that they can drink poison and overcome that. Now, watch this, Sonetta. So now, if they had faith, right? And I talked to Morpheus about this, and I argued with him, and he's, Brother Reggie. If they have faith, they say, no problem. Line up your shots, right? But then when I see them stutter, because we're not asking them to take Drano, shots, ammonia, we're not asking them really to drink any of that. But as soon as they see something that would question their life and their death, it just, you see the fierce on that? They wouldn't just say, I'll get to it when I get to it, but they immediately reject the passage. What do you say about that, Sonetta?
Let me get it. He's on the phone. So don't. Yeah, leave him about it. Now see.
Sonetta,
no. Let me handle it, bro. Let me handle it.
I want to talk to my brother.
All right, what's up, man?
Sonetta, I asked him.
I'm gonna be quiet, man. He don't want me to handle it.
Sonetta, I gotta ask my brother. I having some problems. I just read a verse that Jesus said that you could drink poison and you have and that snake bite you and you'll be okay. I asked her to really drink Drano. I ain't line up no shots of Drano and bleach, right? And I talked to Morpheus about this and argued with him about this. But we didn't ask them. We just showed them their own verse. How come, Sonetta, when you, me, and Jabari and Chris Harris and all of them show them their verses, they immediately run from their own verse. So then it says to me, Sonetta, does it seem to us that they really don't have the faith?
Been saying for a long time, they are capping. They are capping. Who's talking, man?
Sorry, so go ahead. I'm sorry.
They are capping. They are playing games, and they don't have that. They think they know this God is bullshit. They know this is not real. Because if he really, I would say, Mark Anthony, let me blindfold you and let you walk across the highway. No, just keep walking straight across, because you got blind faith. So if you got blind faith, let's see if your God will help you. Will show how powerful your faith is. And so God was say, God damn it, Ben was getting ready to sacrifice for me. So he put him through test. And he was getting ready to do it. So now we're going to put you through the test. It's how strong your blind faith is. So let us put a fold over you and have you walk across the goddamn highway to see if your God will save you. Because
I have faith in my God. Listen,
I bet you won't do it.
That's the stupidest thing.
You will make it
of course it's stupid. Hey,
That's the stupidest example, man.
Reggie, you heard what he said? That's the stupidest thing. Yes. See, when you start speaking reality, these niggas
Y'all ain't listen. When I say God give us wisdom, God give us wisdom. You think because it's a verse to say you can do this and do that, that it applies to everybody.
God don't give you wisdom, he give you belief. Y'all dudes are believers. You don't deal with wisdom, bro.
We deal with faith. Nobody.
Put up the laughing thing.
Bro, let me help you out.
No, man, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna let you talk, JJ. Let me. So you better stop mocking God, man. I'm gonna tell you that now. You better stop mocking God, brother.
But see, we're gonna get rid of our Bible, hey, brother Christian. We're gonna get rid of our Bible and we're gonna start doing African spirituality. This is what they want us to do.
No. You don't do African spirituality. Thanks, goddammit. Do physics. Do it with science.
Science?
Yes.
I came up here with a 7th grade chemistry book, and all these dudes are talking about science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Couldn't answer a basic question about atoms and protons, bro. So we're not gonna even try to throw that on our people. Not yet. They're not ready for just a goddamn science book. How did a science book help you out with morality? How did a science book help you out with goddamn your spiritual?
Your common sense should help you out with morality.
Come on, man.
You as a person need to help you out.
You said you want me to join the show. Now I'm here. Now, let's talk about African spirituality, Reggie. Can you tell me, are there guys in Africa right now drinking snake venom? Yes or no? I'm gonna pull it up.
Oh yeah, there's they in their spirituality. You can see them.
You ain't no real African then. You ain't doing none of that. You ain't got no faith at all.
No, but JJ, I told you I don't believe in that.
Oh, you just want to complain about everybody's stuff.
No, I'm just because I don't think JJ is wise to be testing no damn cobra. I think it's wiser to test God than test the cobra.
But you don't trust the African guys? That's what they're doing it for, bro.
No, I respect that they're my people and I respect their beliefs, right? But everything has to change in this modern world. When you see a Maasai warrior with a spear and in his pocket he got a cell phone, that tells you something else. That should, when there's market women selling vegetables and they pull out a cell phone, the whole world in India and in every place, the world is changing. When they airplanes, right, the world is changing. They need to change with the world.
You coon ass nigga.
Yeah, I need to share my screen, bro. You let everybody share your screen but me, bro.
Your screen is being shared, brother.
Yeah.
You don't see your screen? Your screen, everybody see your screen.
All right, I see it.
Who keeps saying, can you black
all right, I see it. All right. Now, see, these brothers want to kiki and caca and laugh about the serpent in the Bible and all that. Well, all of this really started with y'all say y'all come first. Y'all been dealing with serpents. Y'all want to read a little bit about it? This is by Wilford D. Hamley, The Serpent in African Belief and Custom. I mean, we want to have a serious conversation to talk about the serpent, or do y'all just want to laugh and play jokes?
No,
burn the Bible. Burn the Bible.
Respect
this subject involves
JJ, before you
Come
read
on, man. Let me get the people a paragraph.
Let them go. Let them go. Reggie, let them go.
Oh, let's get some scholarship. This involves a preliminary difficulty of selection and definition of terms. A survey of literature dealing with the serpent in relation to human beliefs practices reveals an inconsistent use of the word worship. The majority of writers have shown themselves willing to gather under this heading almost any form of cult or superstition relating to the serpent. Archaeological evidence showing in agricultural schematic designs has led to unwarranted suppositions respecting the magical religious significance of the designs.
You niggas are not Israelites. You niggas don't even fucking know the Torah.
The difficulty of supplying rigid and logical definition of an act of worship is indisputable, but in practice, confusion of thought may be avoided by using the word only in connection with the certain beliefs and acts.
Like, this is not even making sense.
Because you're not focusing on that. I mean, bro, I think you think everything a joke, man. You do them little.
It's not even making sense.
Bro, do all that little shit with Reggie talking, bro.
Oh man, burn the Bible. Burn the Bible. Burn the Bible.
Man, bro, you see what I'm saying? This is right. This
Man, Serpant, I'm gonna pray for you, bro.
Article up here.
Jay, go ahead. You got it. Go ahead.
Python worship all through Egypt, all through Africa. The war god, Ugida. Y'all don't want to learn. Y'all think everything a fucking joke.
Jay, go ahead. Go ahead, brother. Go. Go.
You know what? I'm done, man. I'll listen to you ignorant ass niggas. If y'all want to learn, y'all go look this shit up for yourself, man. I'm not gonna waste my time with niggas that think everything is goddamn joke. And then when I snap out, then you niggas, oh, I ain't got no decorum, but what the fuck you doing? That's some shit, bro. Then your audience in here talking
I'm just saying, go ahead, go in, go.
Now do that good giggle shit with Reggie, man. Don't do that shit to me, man.
Go in, man. Shut up, man. Shut your damn mouth. Run, punk. Go ahead. Who's next, man?
Son, let me go, please, man. I've been here.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Peace and love to everybody on the panel. I got some questions for you, son, and for Reggie. I could probably start with Reggie. Reggie, you good?
Yeah, man, them dudes don't want to learn. They don't want to learn, do the Kareem. I hate that I can't find that article. I mean, I might have to go back. Yeah, sign out to be tripping, bro. He called me a punk. Fuck him. I ain't got time for the games, bro. You know, all that shit, man. You know, somebody trying to, you know, read and do their information. You got all these goddamn Judah Nazareth sound bites and come on, man. You know, they don't like to look in the mirror at this shit. That's what it is. That's what it is. So, that's why I left. I'm like, man, I ain't got time for this shit. It's a waste of time. But I just wanted to show y'all that part. We've been on there for 2.5 hours. Krim, what that article you got? Can you put it up there? Or do it? Let me see. Can I share it? Let me see. Krim, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. My computer tripping. You can pull it up though, if you got it. Yeah, I had it up, but I had to close the computer out because it was tripping.
Okay. I might just it's getting kind of late. I gotta get up early. I mean, hey, I read the. Did you hear me read the name of that article? So tomorrow I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna find it so we can read because that was a good article. It had everything in it, man. And then, like I said before the show, I was gonna show y'all this article, but somehow I ended up erasing it. But yeah. Let me see. Yeah, that's pretty much what all I wanted to show. Hey, Korea. Let me see. Hold up. You sent me the article, didn't you, Kareem?
Yep, I did. It was like I think it was the coffin text. Let me see.
Okay. Hold up for a minute, y'all. Let's see. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna read it, Karima, because it's not that long. I mean, it's kind of long, but I'm gonna read y'all just a little bit of this. The worship. Let's see. Yeah. All right. The worship of the serpent, chapter 2. The serpent worship in Africa. The world. You got it, Karima? Yeah, you put up there. I can read. There you go. Bam. I can read from my phone because I can't see that. All right. It says, Egypt, of all the nations of antiquity, none was so infamous for idolatry as Egypt. She was the alma mater of every superstition, conveying with her colonists wherever they were settled some corruption of the truth, which under the fostering care of her established priesthood assumed a form of consistency and allurement. Among the rest, the worship of the serpent was in her early history an important and conspicuous part of her idolatry. The serpent entered into the Egyptian religion under his character of an emblem of divinity, a charm, an oracle, and a god. As an emblem of divinity, the sacred serpent was particularly symbolical of the gods Seneth and Thoth, and of the goddess Isis, though he entered more or less into the symbolical worship of all the gods. Harpocrates, a very ancient god of the Egyptian, was symbolized by the serpent. He is generally represented with his left hand on the staff, surmounted by a cornucopia. Round the staff entwined a serpent. He is a god of silence, to denote which the forefinger of the right hand on his mouth. He is supposed by some to be the same as Horus. Seneph, Ceneph, or Neph, the C must be silent maybe, Neph, was considered by the Egyptian priests as the architect of the universe and was adored as the good demon. He was sometimes represented as a serpent with an egg in his mouth. The egg denoted the mundane element as proceeding from him. The serpent in the circle, passing diametrically and horizontally from circumference to circumference, was his hieroglyphical emblem. This became the 9th letter of the Egyptian alphabet and was so called Theta, from which the Greek borrowed both the form and name of their Theta. The name of this letter was derived from that of an inventor, Thoth, the reformer of the religion and manners of Egypt, and the supposed author of the supposed author of the hieroglyph system. He is said by Santanathian to have introduced ophilatria and was observed in the former part of this volume. Most probably the founder of the first colonies after the flood, which were established in Phoenicia and Egypt. He taught the Egyptians. This is saying Thoth. This is what they're saying. Or rather, the part of his colony which was settled in Egypt. A religion was partaking of Zabiism and Ophilatria, had some mixture also of a primordial truth. The divine spirit he denominated Neph, and described him as the original, the eternal spirit pervading all creation, whose symbol was a serpent. For many services to the people in teaching them letters, hieroglyphs, astronomy, and morals, Tatus or Thoth was defined after death as the god of health or of healing, and became the prototype of the god Asclepius. He was also identified with Hermes or Mercury. As a god of healing, Thoth was himself symbolized by the serpent, which he had taught the Egyptians to consider as a general emblem of divinity. The seventh letter of the Egyptian alphabet, called Zuta or life, was sacred to him and expressed by a serpent standing upon his tail. Hence the name in the form of the corresponding letter in the Grecian alphabet. Thoth, as a god of healing, is represented leaning upon a knotted stick, which is enfolded by a serpent and a female deity, corresponding with the Grecian goddess Hygeia, is encircled by a serpent who drinks out the chalice of her hand. The serpent was also symbolical of Isis and formed a conspicuous feature in her mysteries. This Isic table, which describes these mysteries, is charged with serpents in every part of the emblem of the goddess. The species of the serpent particularly dedicated to Isis was the ASAP, ASP. This is seen on the heads of the statues and on the bonnets and sashes of her priests. The tiara of the king of Egypt was ornamented with the figures of the same reptile. When the Egyptians wished to represent Isis as an angry avenger of crimes, they placed it on the abset on her head, when she was designated by the particular name Thermustius, i.e., deadly. We learn also from Eileen, the ASP, to which the Egyptian gave the name Thermustius, they say is sacred and worshipped it. And they worship it there. We also learn, they worship it there, and they crown the images of Isis with it, as with royal diadem. There is a fragment of the Elgin collection of marbles in the British Museum, which appears to be a leonine head of Isis crowned with the coronet of Asp, describing the dream of Telthusia, the mother of Ephesus, represents Isis as appearing with her constant companion, the serpent, which he thus characterized. A character which answers to that of the Thermius. The same poet again mentions the asp of Isis when he imprints that goddess in the following words. I can't read this because this is per tu, siskra, per cor, per and this. I don't know what language this is. Per anibus, ora, verndi. Nah, man, I ain't finna play with that. From which we may infer that living apes were kept in the temples of Isis and employed perhaps to glide about the offerings to sanctify them. This will throw a light on the practice of the Syrian Ophites mentioned in the preceding chapter, namely the hallowing of the Eucharist by the gliding of the sacred serpent about the bread. This custom obtained also, as we shall observe, is a sequel among the Britons and Scandinavians in their most solemn mysteries. The asp of Isis was not a reptile of Egyptian production. Ovid, we may remark, describes her as accompanied by a Pergrinia serpens, a foreign serpent, and all the representations of the apse describe it as having a large expanded head, unlike any snake which has ever been found in Egypt. So they're saying that this is an outside influence. It was probably the hooded serpent of India, which is inadvertently the sacred snake of that country. But how it became an emblem of divinity in Egypt, it is not easily to prove. From the native two-horned snake of the temple of Jupiter at Thebes was also held in great reverence. It is possible that the workmanship of Isis may find its prototype in the odoration of the Indian ISI. The sacred asp of the hieroglyphs is different from the common asp of Egypt, which was merely a viper. The serpent, however, was not confined to Sneth. Thoth and Isis, though more particularly consecrated to their worship, there is scarcely an Egyptian deity which is not occasionally symbolized by it. Several of these deities are represented with their hold up, let me see where it's at. With their proper heads terminating in serpents' bodies. In Montefaucon 2, plate 207, there is an engraving of Serapis with a human head and serpentine tail. This is when the Greeks or whatever was running around. Two other Greeks or Romans, minor gods, are also represented. The one by a serpent with a bull's head, the other by a serpent with a radiated head of a lion. The second of these, which Montfaucon supposes to be an image of Apis, is bored through the middle, probably remarks that learned antiquity with a design to hang about the neck, as they did many other small figures of God by the way of ornaments or charms. The figure of Serapis encircled by circlet is found on tombs in appearance of serpents. These are the Greek tombs. Okay, where was that? Found on tombs. Okay. All right. On tombs was very general. On an urn of Ignatius Nicephorus and of Herbacia Clemene, engraved in Montefaucon, volume 5, a young man entwined by a serpent is described as falling headlong to the ground. In an urn at Herbacia Clemene, the corners are ornamented with figurines of serpents. All right, and that's a lot. And the Egyptian Gnostics of the school of Balsodides were much addicted to magic, and among their amulets had certain gems called abraxas, Abraxas. This was the name which they they gave to the Almighty, because said they, the letters forming the words abraxas in Greek numeration would make up the number 365. That is the number of the days of one revolution of the sun as the word. All right, and it's pretty long. Grim, we can finish this tomorrow. Okay, I'm gonna find that other article as well because I'm getting sleepy. I ain't gonna be honest. You hear me? So we're gonna pick up tomorrow. Yeah, I'm getting sleepy. I didn't get no sleep last night. And I got up early, went to work. So yeah. So, I just wanted to show you how that little part. Basically serpent worship is worldwide. But also, Reggie, when he said that he give us the power to tread on serpents and scorpions, it just basically means he gives us the power to overcome our enemies. That's all that means, bro. So with that being said, man, I hope y'all learned a little something. And hit that like, share, and subscribe before you get up out of here. Cream, you want to end it with a song, whatever, how you want to do it. But hey, we thank y'all for hanging out with us. Peace and blessings.
I want you and that young man to tie that knot. I'm gonna pray for you. And I want you to hold on to God's unchanging hand, because he helped Joshua fight the battle of Jericho. Yeah.
It's the old
Daniel get out the lion's den. He helped get off the island.
Let me get straight to the business. Yeah. Got them lions in the building. Yeah. Why you lying to the children? Yeah. Why you lying to the children? Yeah. RIGHTEOUS. Man, you know I've been to bed. Man, they know contest. Yahuwah, he do the bed. We will not see you tomorrow. Cause you cannot go to thought. All the sons and all the daughters. Standing hard with big manotas. But my son, he made me Taurus. On that line, I'm still a Taurus. Karate kicking Chuck Norris, 4-5 on my waist. If he started, will not hesitate to get retarded. Oh lordy, he ain't got a PowerPoint, he farted. He running into the hills like a Philistine. G-Hawk hitting Hamites with the guillotine. Situation turned up with the ratchet team. JJ 7000 to debate me. I know them haters gon' hate me, but he won't debate me. Pistol off safety. He respond, come wake me. If I don't get up, nigga shake me. If he don't show up, then he fake G. I touch down and make these nigga nuts hate me. Dear brother. Ballin' and crawling all the way from H-Time. Let me get straight to the business. Man, them lions in the building. Why you lying to them children? Why you lying to them children? You gon' cry, you gon' get it. Me, I'm like a frog, nigga, ribbit. Of course, it's in the spirit. I just got the Porsche, she can steer it. Mito got the raw, Shack and Willie. Lamborghini doors, you better not spill it. Mama's high, say I'm more than just a villain. Mama's cry, I'm dope and wide for her children. Suicide, immortalized as the realest, yeah. Death by kind, black suicide. Let me get straight to the business. Got them lions in the building. Why you lying to them children? Yeah. Why you lying to them children? Yeah. RIGHTEOUS. Man, you know
Peace.